Conte, now what happened at Conte, the Chinese plan was to put us through this indoctrination.
There in Conte?
Yeah, that's where it started. From morning till night, nothing but sitting in this big barn type situation, having a lecture with an interpreter, and first it's done in Chinese, then it's done in English with the interpreter. And usually the interpreters, their English was very, very bad. So we tolerated it. We just sat there, you know. But we were there.
What did he say, actually?
What
did he say about...
Oh, it's primarily political stuff, you know, about Wall Street warmongers and...
Wall Street?
Yeah, you know...
They were criticizing Wall Street?
Yeah, and we were running dogs of the Wall Street warmongers, and we were patsies, we were fools, and we were being fooled and lied to, and... You know, the usual propaganda that went along with that kind of stuff. A lot of it may be true, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, at the time, it was kind of like, we just listened but didn't pay too much attention. But then they insisted on us signing some sort of petition. Now, we refused. Then we got word from the officers that were in charge there, especially there was a Marine Major McLaughlin. Apparently the Chinese, they had made a deal that do this petition, what we're going to do is we're going to release you en masse. We're going to we're going to march you south and release all of you guys as a big propaganda thing. So what happened, then we marched all the way south from Conte down towards the front line.
Wow.
And all the way down the way, they kept telling us, this took about 2 weeks to do that. All the way down there, they kept, with the guards, they all knew we were going home. So our spirits were great, you know, finally, you know.
When was it?
This is in January, February, let me see, January, February, or March of 1950. Yeah, it was like the end of February, the beginning of March.
Oh, 51.
Of 1951, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so you thought that you were released?
Yeah. So when we got down to the front line, or with the point of release, something changed. Now they released 20 Marines. Then they turned us around to march back up again.
Hey.
Now our morale, forget about it. Our morale is shattered. I mean, 1 minute you're going home, and the next minute you're going back to where you came from, and further north. Now we're going up towards the Yalu. And when we got up to the Yalu River, when we got to this town called Cheongsong.
Cheongsong, yeah.
Yeah, Cheongsong.
Camp 1 and 3.
No, it was Camp 1.
Camp 1.
Yeah. Well, by that time, now I became very political. So I called a meeting.
Why did they get you back to the camp?
There was a rumor that there was a possibility that we may have been taken by our own troops. In other words, we were not being released, but we were being recaptured, which would have been contradictory to all that thing. And apparently, I think there was something going on between both sides about, you know, with brainwashing. We may have started it too, as they were doing it. So I called this meeting of a bunch of guys in Cheongsong. I said, look, from here on in, we're not students. We're prisoners of war. If we stick together, no more of this baloney of propaganda crap sitting through torturous lectures and everything. Treat us as prisoners of war. There's a Geneva Convention to deal with this kind of thing. Have the Red Cross come in or something. By this time, the Chinese now are making all kinds of observations. They're taking all kinds of notes. They're deciding to find out who may be possible leaders.
Yeah.
And this way they could isolate you. Anybody that was a potential leader, whether you're big in size or you might have been a little bit brighter than somebody else, or you maybe had a better education, they kept an eye on you. And I became very vocal because they encouraged discussion. After I would have these big propaganda meetings, they would encourage you to have any questions. And often I would get up and say, you know, South Korea did not invade North Korea. It doesn't make any sense when an invading army gets pushed back to the Pusan perimeter, you know. And of course, all the guys would jump in, then they would start asking questions. So the whole thing got disrupted. This is when I got on the Chinese list.